welcome back, everyone. I've got such a good show for you today. I have the amazing authors of Will and Bridget Mather. They recently released the book, Gary and Maths, which is so good. I loved it so much because it's such a friendly book, and we're going to dive into it. We'll give you a little peek of what the book's all about. But I wanted to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself, Bridget, share who you are and how you got started.
So hi, I'm an early years teacher, and I'm not currently teaching because of family life, but I still wanted to do things for children, and a particular passion is early maths for me, because I felt this was an area that a lot of children struggle with, and there are a lot of things for phonics, but maybe not quite so much on the math side. So that's where the idea of my first book came from, was sort of to try and make a scheme, some rhymes, things to help children remember number formation. But I wanted to present it in a way that's friendly for all learning styles. So repeating the number in the story, so children hear it, they see it, there's different colours associated, different characters, just to sort of encompass all the learning needs that may or may not have been assessed at that age yet, just so it's accessible and none of the children got left behind, when that starts building on, when you start building up the maths concept. So it just really interested me, and I did a few doodles and it sort of snowballed from there.
Yes, I think they're so great. Will, you helped your mom write this book. Will you tell us a little bit about you?
Okay, so my name's Will, and I'm really into cricket and guitar, and I like drawing as well. So when my mum had the idea of a new book, I said, I'll help you do the drawing.
And he was very good at it, weren't you?
Thank you.
Much better than me.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you came here to talk about your book with us. I know that's a little nerve-wracking, so I really appreciate all this bravery that you're showing. So, Bridget, I would love to hear a little bit more about how you got started with the books. You shared a little bit that you started writing books, but tell us a little bit more about why you're so driven to spread awareness about dyslexia and dyscalculia.
I think for me, and as a parent as well as a teacher, there's a lot of maybe stereotyping of people with dyslexia, you just can't spell, or people with dyscalculia, you can't add up. And actually it's so much more, and I suppose my passion is letting people know it affects working memory and short-term memory, so children can't retain all the instructions, especially if there's lots, it's just too much of an overload. And then the working memory, children need more processing time, and it's really important that they have that. So with the Gary and Maths book, I kind of wanted to show how much work goes on behind the scenes. So there's a computer game level page. I can show you it if you want, or I can ask, maybe Will will find it for me. And it just shows, so I think Gary's working out 3 times 12, and so he splits it into 10 times 3 and 2 times 3, and you can see all these little extra things. So we were showing that he'd get a coin for each step of his working out, and he does so many different little bits to get that answer. And I think that's what isn't always seen by all teachers. Some children will just have the answer like that. Some children have done so much more to get to that same point. And it's, I think that's what we wanted people to know, didn't we? Or for Will, he wanted other children to kind of see it's not just them finding it this difficult, like it's quite a common thing, and to have that resilience, and kind of that's what we wanted to show with the book. And I think with my other books I wanted to just present different topics in a completely different way, because sometimes that helps things stick, and it might help children. Oh, sorry, I've kind of lost my train of thought on that one.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. What I really liked about the book is that, yes, it's very approachable and friendly, but it also follows, I don't know if you've heard of the information processing model, but like how the brain learns. And so my favorite page, I was going to show you guys, was when the fire shows up.
Yeah, that was Will's idea.
Oh, Will, I loved it so much because what's happening when your brain is learning, you get your attention going and you're starting to process what's going on. But the amygdala is part of your brain, and it's really small, the size of like an almond. And its job is to keep you safe. And so it's looking for things that are scary. And so when you've got a teacher saying, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, you're going too slow. I loved that your book illustrated that now all the processing has slowed down. Now your working memory is not so good. And so you've presented this idea in a way that I really resonated with, because we talk about that a lot at Made for Math, about how the brain processes. And so it's really important to keep anxiety down and create an environment where kids are not feeling rushed or threatened by what's going on.
Yeah. Well, you were saying when you get told to hurry up, weren't you, that it's like a bit of panic and chaos starts. And one of the original ideas that we had was Will saying, oh, it's like the answer is the fire extinguisher, and every time you're told to hurry up, more and more fires start, and there's all this chaos and panic, and you just can't get to the answer. So that was our starting point for Gary and Maths, really. The fire dudes.
Really liked it. So Will, I know you were the illustrator in this book. Can you tell me a little bit more about how did you start it? How did you get it from paper into this format so that it could be printed again and again?
Well, we started off and I didn't draw Gary first, I drew the little fires first, and then I drew Gary, and then we drew all the pages and then sent them off to this person who Amelie, who converted it into
an electronic kind of version.
And then they printed them off.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. One thing I love about Gary is just those eyes. They're so great. They made me really happy. I love the way it looks.
Yeah, you showed your sketch pad to a few other people that do comics, and they loved all the expressions and the taking a breath and things, didn't they? You really got into it. So
yeah, it was very fun.
I love that. I hope you keep drawing. I think you have real talent. The other thing I wanted to ask you about, Bridget, you have lots of books. It's not like it's just this one. And I know, my favorite that I saw was All the O'Clock. I know how hard it is to tell time. Do you happen to have it? We can show people a little bit about it.
I brought one of each just in case, but that's Ollie. And I kind of think perhaps I learnt to tell the time in a really odd way, because this made sense to me. But I know when I showed my husband, he was like, oh, that's really straightforward. I wish I'd learnt the time like that. So, you know, the sort of the compass thing, naughty elephant squirt water or whatever. So I've got, pass half to Ollie, because he always eats half a cake at once. So it's to remember o'clock, past, half and 2. So then the colour coding kind of runs through the book, the past sign and the 2 side. And then it's kind of just a little bit fractiony, I guess. An o'clock, a half past. And then there's only ever 2 things on each page to learn.
Love that.
Quarter past with the green and quarter 2s with the yellow. So when there's more, I've just highlighted the new ones with a blue background, because
we already know that one, and we already know that one. So there's kind of only 12 pictures to learn, and then you can put it in a time sentence, so 5 past or 2, and the hour. So the minutes are the 12 pictures, and then I just showed that the hours aren't that intimidating. It's just a number line wrapped around. That's it. We don't need to like fuss anymore with that. But yeah, that's basically how you fill in the time. Then at the end of the book, there's a little way of making, I don't know if you can see that, making your own clock. And then just the 12 pictures, like you can cut them out.
Oh, that's so useful.
Yeah, that's it. That's how I learned it.
I like it.
Really simplify things down.
Absolutely. And one thing I really like that you did, I don't know if you're aware of this, but like the number line that you did for the clock, it's like spot on with what we do too, and we teach time. It's really helpful for kids to see, it's an organization system that just happens to be a number line that goes in a circle, right?
Yeah.
So,
and then it's less intimidating, isn't it? It's
yeah. I love that. Will, did you learn to tell time your mom's way?
I think she taught me a bit.
Yeah, you kind of picked it up.
Yeah.
Maybe. It feels a long time ago now. But you were saying in one of your maths groups, they were doing the time, and some children weren't quite sure. So I think, oh gosh, yeah, it is something that, I suppose everything's so digital now. It's a skill that's maybe being lost a little bit.
Yes, I think it's a skill that kids still need. It helps you visually see the time, right? When it's digital, it's harder to tell how much time has passed. So harder to feel it, I guess, if that's what I'm trying to say. Will, I'm curious, do you want to write more books? Are you interested in illustrating and writing more?
Yeah, I think we're making 2 other ones.
We've got Gary and Science, haven't we?
Yeah, and Gary and English.
Yeah, because we wanted to show it's not just maths and English that dyslexia and dyscalculia affect. So we've got Gary and Science is looking at short-term memory and forgetfulness, and then Gary and English is looking at obviously a bit of dyslexia, but not to judge students on their written answers. That doesn't reflect the knowledge and imagination they actually have. So yeah, we've got 2 in the pipeline, haven't we?
Oh, I love that. I can't wait. I will definitely be buying those books. I'm so glad you're doing this work. So before we go, we always end the show with like a silly math joke. Do either of you happen to have a math joke you want to share?
Oh, I just have a terrible joke. It's not even maths related. You've got a maths joke, haven't you? Will's the joke person.
Here it goes. What's a maths teacher's favourite tree?
What?
A symmetry.
That's really good.
Have you heard it before?
No. I love that. Well, tell people how they can connect with you and pick up their very own copy of Gary and Maths.
So we have a website, billybeeslearning.co.uk, and we're on Amazon as well, aren't we? And we're on social media. We're on Facebook and Insta, but I think if you just search Billy Bees Learning, it just comes up.
Perfect.
Right. Yeah.
We'll make sure to link to all of that. And I'd love to have you back when you get Gary and Maths done to talk about that book too.
Oh, cool. Thank you very much.
My friends know that I have a math book addiction. So many of them have great ideas and good research, but I'm often left with the feeling of, now what? Exactly how do you teach this? That's why when the Made for Math team set out to write books, we wanted to make sure we didn't leave readers feeling like they needed more. You can get a copy of Math Facts to Memory and be explicitly instructed on how to teach students to add and subtract within 1 and 10. It's a multisensory approach and is perfect for parents, special ed, or any professional that does pull out Tier 2 and 3 intervention for students with math learning differences. Inside, you'll find the latest research, tons of games, vocabulary sheets, and detailed instructions on how to guide students. Pick up your copy at shop.madeformath.com.